In April, France became the 9th country in Europe to legalize gay marriage, but in Russia, opposition to homosexuality remains high, and activists say pending legislation could do more to keep gay people out of the mainstream. VOA Moscow correspondent Jim Brooke has been following the story and spoke about it with On Assignment's Alexiou.
James, where does the country stand when it comes to gay rights and the tolerance in Russia compared to, say, European countries?
Russia really stands in isolation as an island that is going against the trend. We've seen that gay marriage has become very popular in Western Europe. France just approved the law. Britain's approving the law. Russia stands in total opposition to this, at least the government does.
Well, what is the government saying about it?
We've had some small regional laws against what's called gay propaganda.
When a gay group held a film festival in Moscow in April, there were the usual anti-gay protesters. But this time, there was an unexpected visitor. The policeman checking IDs may be a taste of the future. Despite protests last winter, Russia's Duma gave near unanimous approval to a vaguely worded bill that would ban homosexual propaganda accessible to minors.
And this month, the Duma, which is the parliament of Russia, will be approving a law that bans gay propaganda on the national level, from Kaliningrad all the way over to Vladivostok. What is gay propaganda? This could be books, this could be films, this could be talk shows, anything that discusses gay issues that is accessible to kids 16 and under. Which basically means you can't discuss gay issues on TV, for example.
Manny Daguerre, a long-term British resident of Russia, helped organize the Gay Film Festival.
So the impact of the law is that it creates fear in society. It gives the green light to orthodox activists, to nationalists, that it's okay to beat up lesbian and gay people, that it's okay to discriminate against them.
This bill, now, does this violate any international standards in any way?
President Putin is expected to sign it into law next month in June. Yeah, I would say that it violates international human rights accords, and it's very offensive to people in Europe.
Russia increasingly stands apart from Europe, where gay marriage is spreading fast. Last month, Russian President Vladimir Putin faced gay protesters when he visited Holland. Back in Moscow, Mr. Putin was defiant when asked about European criticism of Russia's stance.
How can they demand that we introduce their standards? Or maybe we should demand that they instill our standards in that country. Let's not demand anything from each other. Let's treat each other with respect.
In Western Europe, Russia's official attitude is highly unpopular.
Well, where is this attitude coming from?
Russian attitudes are basically where American and Western European attitudes were 20 years ago. The difference is there really isn't free-flowing debate on television or, in schools or wherever. The issue is not discussed openly, so attitudes are kind of frozen I'll go back 40 years, the 1970s, here in Russia.
Mr. Putin's conservatism is backed by a recent Levada poll. 2/3 of respondents back laws banning gay propaganda. Over at the offices of Young Guard, a Kremlin support group, Ekaterina Senyakina gives voice to mainstream Russians' distaste for homosexuality.
We have traditional religions in which family values are among the most important of all. That's why our country, our state, is not ready for this kind of manifestation, gay parades on main squares.
Now, if you can't discuss these issues in public, for example, on a television talk show, it's very hard for the gay community really to shift attitudes towards gays in Russia today.
VOA Moscow correspondent James Brooke. Jim says Russia's propaganda legislation seems designed to keep gays in the closet for years to come.